So just to offer a little insight on my death experience and coming back to, you're momentarily losing yourself to find yourself. And what this means is who you assume yourself to be and this identity you attach yourself to here and now does not actually exist and has never existed. And so this is the losing yourself phase where you are accepting and slowly letting go that this is not what you are and never have been. And when you find yourself, you're finding yourself beyond the mind memory, beyond your own recognition. And the reason the memory goes with death is because you are truly what you're calling God. And what God is the energy behind existence itself. It is not destroyed, it is not born, it is not dying. It cannot go anywhere beyond itself. That is why all is one. All people, places, and things are this energy. So essentially, you are the fabric to existence itself. You will never not be. So death is scary initially because we associate it with a permanence, a permanent ending. And since we attach this character to the beginning, we attach it likewise to the ending. But when you reach this infinite point and face death once and for all, you will realize that you are something so much more, and it does not have a name. We summarize it with the word God, and we know God represents the totality of all things, one, but we're never able to fully embody this and understand it from within us because we're still trying to understand it from the character, from the separate character, which is the illusion, separate to the whole, which is why you cannot remember certain things when you come back from DMT. DMT is removing the obstacle, which is the ego that never was. And when we return to, we're trying to understand it from that microscopic character again, which never was. And that's what a psychedelic journey is also trying to reveal to us, who we truly are by removing the veil of who we've assumed ourselves to be. But birthing is an illusion just as death is an illusion, because your last breath in death is only your first breath in birthing. And that's why the loop is associated with infinity, because it is you the whole time. We attach ourselves to one mind, one memory, one character. But again, when you embody the whole, you are all of it. Every place is evoked by your presence. Every person, every character, every incarnation is the very same singular consciousness and energy within you right now. And what this means is these holy books written through various religions are only yourself writing the book and reading the book. The same person creating this trail is the you that is trying to likewise devour your own tail. And that's why Rumi's quote is so true about, I searched for God and found only myself. I searched for myself and found only God. Because it is you the whole time. What you are seeking is seeking you. Because it is you. You are the alien you're looking for. Alien means unknown. You're foreign. You're unknown to yourself as your truest origin, because it's so pure, it's so chaotic that there is nothing to identify with. There is nothing that can be known or memorized, because when you know, you know. There is nothing that is actually known other than you are all of it. And who you're trying to understand it through does not exist and does not need to understand all of it when you truly embody the whole. In death, you mourn the loss of your character, of your memory, as it slowly slips away from you. And you don't just lose your memory all at once. You lose concepts that were essential to your daily life and what you call reality, such as night and day. For me, that was one of the first concepts to go in death. You don't know whether it's night or day because the two are always one and the same. Then you start losing concepts such as family and loved ones. Why? Because the two are always one and the same. It is you the whole time behind the whole of existence. And that's why there is nothing to hold on to, because you need nothing to hold on to. You are all of it. We attach ourselves to a sequential order of events, However, the sequence is also the illusion. There is no forward or backward in time. That's why now is the only time there is, and time is an illusion, because you are not actually traveling beyond yourself, outside of yourself. It's impossible, because you are the it the whole time. And that's why chaos is our truest nature, but that is also why we have created order out of chaos, because the ego, the individual, cannot exist as chaos. It requires an order of sequence to exist. And that's why the final conspiracy is with you and yourself, not you and the world. So these government conspiracies and all these, trails we're following will never actually reveal you to yourself, but they will make things more apparent to you that reality is not what you are assuming it to be. Topics such as shapes of the earth are still trails leading you into reality is not what you're assuming it to be. However, when you break through duality, you understand there is no earth. What you're calling the earth was only the screen to your own consciousness. And that's where Alice in Wonderland has some very valid points about being in a world of your own. You think everyone's seeing what you're seeing too, but that's why no one else sees what you see, even if they're looking at it too, because you are the universe experiencing itself. And just because we all call this screen outside the earth does not mean everyone is seeing the same earth that you are seeing. We have the ability to change the atomic structures or reality itself by changing our beliefs and expanding our consciousness. And that is how you begin to see through the material world and the objects around you, which is why atomic matter, every object around you, is 99.999% empty space. Seeing is believing, because you are only seeing these objects in the depths that you believe yourself to be in. So when you expand your consciousness, when you expand who you believe you are or who you know you are, it changes the structures around you. You go from existing as a person in earth to realizing the inside and outside are one and the same. And that's how you slowly begin to break through the confines of duality to realize there is no place beyond your presence. You are not trapped or enslaved here. The mind is the only place that we can ever be enslaved or convince ourselves we are trapped in. And this is why spirituality has become so popular, because so many people are realizing reality is not what it is. Through social media, through the age of technology, we have everything at our fingertips, and it's becoming more and more apparent that our human creations are slowly surpassing our human capabilities, and the time is wearing thin on this human concept. That is why no human origin has ever been found, because the human is just a veil, veiling us from ourselves as God, as the totality, as the one energy or consciousness, which is not being created or destroyed. And that's why no origin will ever be found, because this entity we're identifying with does not actually exist. And this is why governments can't disclose this to the people. If the governments were to disclose to the people the actual truth, it would shatter people's realities. So nothing is coming to save you means nothing is going to reveal you to yourself beyond you facing the ego death, facing death once and for all, and realizing who you truly are. It will never be brought to you through a newspaper, through a television, through a news media outlet. These are all algorithms which repeat until forever, which is why the final frontier is not space. We got the concept of outer space from the mind. The mind is the abyss. The mind is the infinite point. And that's what the pineal gland is. You have 3 eyes, 2 to look and 1 to see. You break through this matrix when you realize you have never been Mr. Anderson or your birth name, the character, the mind memory. You are the entire matrix. You are what has written this entire thing. You are what's behind every single incarnation. And that's why you don't need to understand these holy books through your birth name. Understand that these books were written by you. The same hand that wrote these books are the same hand picking them up to read them now through you, because it's been you the whole time. You are the ancestors you're waiting for.